Binance is getting sued by the Securities and Exchange Commission in the US, by the SEC, and it's all over the news. It started off with Bloomberg, then came the Financial Times, then we got CNBC, and of course the crypto websites, crypto news websites followed as well. Now this all looks like a strong publicity stunt by Gary Gensler, who heads the SEC. When this lawsuit came out, the SEC tweeted something. They tweeted a quote by the Binance Chief Compliance Officer in 2018. "We are operating an effing unlicensed securities exchange in the USA, bro." Now the allegations are really strong. It revolves, of course, around allowing retail to trade apparently unlicensed securities, even though the SEC never really determines what is licensed but what is not licensed. But the main issue is there are also allegations here of commingling of funds, something we have seen with FTX. So apparently, when we dive into the document, a trading firm that was under control of CZ got 145 millions transferred to a Sigma Chain account, and then Sigma Chain spent 11 million on a yacht apparently. Now Binance isn't quiet about this. They are responding. It's mainly marketing speak. They of course cannot go into all the details of the allegations because this is a 136 page document. What is important to point out is that these are the unlisted securities the SEC has problems with. So Solana, Cardano, Polygon Matic, Filecoin, Cosmos Atom, Sandbox, Mana, Algorand, Axie Infinity, and Coty. So those alts are obviously also underperforming the market right now. The market in total is pretty much getting nuked by this. Bitcoin is down 5%, BNB is down 10%, and most of the coins mentioned here are also down roughly 10%. Now, should we be worried? Can we leave the capital within the Binance platform? It's very tough to answer this. In general, it seems like Binance is pretty liquid. They just had recently, after FTX imploded, quite a few withdrawals, and they were able to honor all of those withdrawals. That being said, those news trigger further withdrawals. We've already seen, because the SEC deemed BUSD a security, that Paxos wasn't allowed to issue any BUSD anymore, and so the circulating supply of BUSD is now constantly decreasing. We see centralized exchange inflows and outflows in the last 24 hours, and it looks like OKX can slightly gain from this. Even Crypto.com and Bybit see net inflows. Bitfinex sees net outflows, but here this is the big mover. This is Binance, and they see a net outflow of 700 million so far. So this would be the worst case scenario, right? People panic, people pull their money out, and in the end, Binance even becomes illiquid. Such a case would definitely cause a very prolonged crypto winter. We would definitely see new lows in Bitcoin again. But right now, the market doesn't seem to anticipate that this will happen. So far, the price moves aren't that drastic yet. This is BNB relative to Bitcoin. So that's in a downtrend since the 26th of November 2022, 43% in the negative so far. But overall, in terms of dollar amounts, we of course do see quite a bit of a move. But it's nowhere comparable to what we have seen with Terra Luna and what we have seen with FTX. So far, at least. We can't yet say how far the knock-on effects of this will eventually reach. I don't think there's reason to panic just yet, but I do think it's justified to spread risk. If all of your crypto money is currently tied up within Binance, it probably makes sense to move some off-chain and not necessarily all to the Binance Smart Chain. So diversify across centralized exchanges and cold storage. I personally don't touch centralized exchanges at all. I only interact with Web3 using a hardware wallet. It probably makes sense to do the same, at least with parts of the money. At the same time, since crypto becomes more volatile now, and especially the altcoins are now getting hit, not just the few that I mentioned over here, but in general, the altcoin market is doing worse than Ethereum or Bitcoin. Since that's currently the case, the best, in my opinion, is to speculate on falling prices, at least in relative valuation, of those altcoins. I've recently talked about this in another video. I've currently got a short open in the Optimism token. So OP relative to Bitcoin continues to decline. That's because the supply here is expanding pretty rapidly. Early backers and founders now have access to their OP tokens, and they might be selling as well, take some profit. And that's in the end how we can protect ourselves from the impact during bearish times like this. Now, making money with falling prices is actually easier than making money from rising prices. And that's because of the return distribution in crypto. Very few altcoins outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum. The vast majority has very poor tokenomics. It has expanding token supply. It doesn't have enough people jumping onto the project. It has a lot of potential competition, and that makes most altcoins underperform. So it is easier to bet on falling prices of the poorest altcoins than it is to find the needle in the haystack, to find the one altcoin that might do better than Bitcoin. If you just select a random altcoin out of the top 100, chances are that you're going to do worse than Bitcoin. The chances are probably above 80%. So it's easier to generate alpha on top of just holding Bitcoin by betting on falling prices of poor performers. And the first time where I did this very publicly on the YouTube channel was with the Pancake Swap token. So this is the chart, Cake relative to BNB. It really crashed. And we totally anticipated this crash more than 50% because of the unlock of the staking program of Cake. Now you don't have to trust me, simply just look at the history in Premium here with the keyword Cake. We talked about this all the time, starting even from the 3rd of January 2023. So this was over here. And so this is how I handle my videos. I never delete any premium video. I never delete any YouTube video. You can track back what I've said in the past and simply look at how this ages. And I'm for sure not right all the time, but since statistics are in our favor when we bet on falling prices, I am more often right than wrong when it comes to shorting altcoins. Now here's another example. This is Filecoin. This is falling relative to Bitcoin. It's still an open position. Then we've got Optimism. I have talked about this Optimism short already on YouTube, and I still keep that open. I don't think that as to date, which is the 5th of June 2023, that the team and the early backers have already sold. Most of the price depreciation we see so far is probably from short speculative money such as us. There's also other very profit-making positions. This one, for example, I'm not going to disclose this openly now. This is part of Premium. Here's another one that we expect to very soon go further down. Again, part of Premium. And so that's why the relatively high price of $75 per month is worth it. There is real alpha, real outperformance in the Premium membership. If you've got $5,000 that you're willing to dedicate to crypto investments, then I'm very sure that the money that you spend on Premium will more than make up for it. The crypto market is simply that inefficient. It's way easier to beat crypto than it is, for example, the stock market, where there's now so many professional investors already in it. But I do understand how spending $75 on a monthly subscription might feel somewhat daunting at the beginning. But I did see how most people simply stay subscribed for the long term because of all of those opportunities. And so here comes the deal. If you are unhappy with the content that comes with Premium, if you are dissatisfied, then I will refund you 100% if you message me in the first week. So you sign up, you watch all the videos, you download all the content you want, you check out the Telegram channels, etc. And if after 1 week you don't feel like you get adequate value out of this, then message me in Telegram or email me and you get all your money back. I will simply just refund you within Stripe. I'm that certain that it's really worth it. So there's really no downside for you. There's only upside for trying it out. I really wouldn't know a reason why you wouldn't just give it a shot. So looking forward to see you on Premium. Looking forward to see you in the Premium chats, in the Premium Telegrams. We discuss various opportunities over here. And of course, thanks for watching this video. Bye-bye.